The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Discretion is advised.
All right. Welcome to another segment. A new edition, if you will. Another sode, which I hate that word.
Do people say that?
I've heard people make fun of people that say that, but I don't think I've ever heard anyone actually say it. So I think it might be one of those things that a comedian conjured up as something that they say in culture to talk shit about it, but it never really happens. Anyway, welcome to another sode of what's the name of our show again?
This is a sode number 62 of Rareformradio.
Rareformradio.
Yeah, bro.
RFR. Welcome to Rareform Radio. Dan Cleary is my co-host, who is just a fucking pain in the ass. No, you're not.
Oh, okay. Again, I feel like you've been doing this a lot of thing lately where like you'll just text me like calling me names out of nowhere. And I called you out today and I said like,
but I told you why.
Right. But I said, right now you're just an emotionally unstable, sad old man who's just projecting on me. And you're like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out, that's what's going on with me.
I just want everyone who's listening to know that I'm not the problem. Todd and his emotions are the problem.
Yeah, but you're the catalyst that sparks the ignition of me being a dick.
Yeah, because I come at you with like exciting ideas of things to do with the show, and you're like,
hey, what if we did this? And I'm like, fuck you, you fucking fruitcake. That sounds good, dick face.
I'm still getting so hurt by like, I'll send you this exciting idea. And you won't give me your own thumbs up separately.
No, I just put the thing on top. Post,
and it is so fucking dismissive and just like.
Well, look, at first, I know that you have had a gripe with the thumbs up in the corner, not actual emoji, but just the press the thing and press thumbs up. I know you've had a problem with me doing that in the past. A lot of times I do that out of the kids are yelling at each other. And not just you. I do it to a lot of people.
Uh-huh.
But once you let it out of the bag that it bothers you, it's just, dude, you're just getting that every time. Even if I have, like, I'll start typing something because I do have a response. I'm like, nope. I'll just wait till I see him in person, which is going to be never at this point.
Never.
I just give you the thumbs up.
It's like, it's the equivalent of the HBD on someone's birthday.
Yeah.
You couldn't take a second, just type out happy birthday or even happy B-day.
Do you know, I don't think I've ever typed LOL in my life. I don't think I definitely like LMFAO,
Mm-hmm.
even when it was first a thing, just because I do write often.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel uncomfortable. Like, I like to spell shit out. I like words. I like to write still.
Mm-hmm.
So I try and not, I'll abbreviate if it's you or Day or somebody that I'm on the phone with that I talk to often and they get it and I'm in a rush or whatever. But like, I don't like that stuff. I like spelling shit out.
I was very anti-LOL forever and ever and ever, and I hated it. It would drive me nuts, and now I use it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
I can't do it.
I'm a hypocrite, and I live on a life of lies.
You're a terrible person.
That's basically what I'm trying to say, but thank you for making it clear.
Anytime someone texts me LOL, I write lap of luxury? ?
It's pretty good. Hey, I know you're being a dick, but I want to compliment you. You look really good tonight. There's a lot going on. You look fit. You're wearing a badass Back to the Future shirt.
Yes, let's let the people see it.
It's Biff's original life, not his Donald Trump life, of Biff's when he was a detailer, when he was detailing Marty's car and the McFly household vehicles.
It's the same font that's on the matchbooks. Oh, no, because that's The Matchbooks is the pleasure paradise.
Yep.
It's the same font that's on the side of his truck or whatever. Anyway, go ahead, continue.
Yeah, I have a whole. Let me refer to my notes here about Todd's looks. Looks fit, cool shirt. Oh, your hair looks good. You've been hiding your hair for a couple of weeks. You've been having.
I have been hiding my hair.
COVID hair.
Yeah, my hair was growing out. The problem, I like it long. I'm more comfortable with it long, but I got to tell you, once your hair starts really turning gray, I feel, everybody else will tell me, no, you're crazy. I feel like old lady school teacher menopausal hair texture.
When it's long?
Yeah, when it gets long, I feel like. And so usually I don't cut it this short, but it's just easier and I needed a haircut. So I had someone come, girl cuts my hair, wear a mask and sit on my porch. And and I was like, you know what, just fucking cut it shorter.
It's good.
But I do have a comment though about the hat thing. More than one person. One, I think, left a comment maybe on the YouTube, which I usually don't read, but I get the email notifying that we had a comment. And like 2 people direct messaged me about the hat that I've been wearing a hat the last couple of weeks. I wore a fedora a couple times. I wore a baseball hat.
The Moonwalker hat.
The Moonwalker hat.
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't take advantage of that when I was wearing that.
Idiot.
Anyway, the cool hat, you're rocking Dave style. And I took offense to that because Dave is not the first person that's ever worn a hat.
Yeah, Dave was not like a press person in the 1930s.
Yeah, I've had hats in my collection well before I ever became friendly with Dave. And I used to wear those all the time, actually. But so now I just think probably no hat ever again because fuck you people for making me feel weird about it.
Like we don't just do things because Dave does. Like, for instance, I will never suck a dick again because he's kind of cornered the market. I don't want people telling me you're just sucking dicks because Dave does it all the time.
You look just like Dave when you suck a dick. Yeah, so I decided to cut it short and go hatless.
Do you know I was getting messages about your hat?
Really? Like what?
People were like, I got one in particular, and someone's like, "What's up with Todd's hat?" And I was like, I'm wearing a hat too. No one's questioning me about it.
Yeah, I think it's because when you wear a fedora, because that's what style that hat was. I mean, I can't imagine they were making a comment about last week when I wore a baseball hat just because simply I was comfortable. My hair was messy. I didn't feel like fucking, so I put on a hat.
Right.
But when you wear a fedora, people have a preconceived notion that you're going for something. I'm going for a look. Like, I'm wearing a hat. I just don't want to wear a baseball hat. I have like 50 high-end Borsalino, which is like a top hat company, Stetson's, Dobbs from New York. I used to be a hat guy, so I have a nice little collection going of cool, old school fedora style hats.
Yeah.
And when you put one on, people immediately go, what a douchebag. It's like, oh, it's a fucking hat. In fact, look at old pictures of like major cities in this country. Everyone wore a hat.
That's what I mean. Like,
cool.
Whether you were like working on high rises on like I-beams or in New York City, or you were a press person, or you worked in a deli, it was like,
you went out, you had a fucking long coat and a hat. That's what everybody wore. So anyway, fuck you people. Now I'm never wearing a hat again because of you.
The gripe was we want to see Todd's eyes, which I thought was a very weird, don't you want to hear his voice? Like, isn't that the most important part of doing this, is hearing what you're saying? Yeah,
and for what? What do you want to see my eyes for? To see through the windows of my soul, or if I'm lying or something? Like, what are you trying to see?
Listen, one thing I love about our fan base is that they are very strange like we are, but then sometimes they get really weird and they gripe about not being able to see into your peepers.
You know what? I'm going to just do the rest of the show like this.
That's great. I love it. I'm going to do mine just like this.
Or maybe I'll dip one in like this.
Oh, that's weird. It's such a terrible show we do.
It's so terrible that people can't fucking get past the fact that I can't see my eyes. What poor production quality. You can't even see this guy's eyes.
Fuck him, dude. Do you
hang on a second?
That's fine. What do you got?
Well, Dave is texting me, so he just called, so I was going to say, because we were going to try and actually have him on one of these days, so I was going to say, if you want to,
I don't know if we could do it from here.
No, I could just send him the thing, and he can join,
sure.
can he?
I think so.
All right, well, that's in case hell does freeze over, we'll send him the link.
Cool.
Okay.
When you go to your coffee place, wait, you order ahead, right? So you're not in there for any amount of time. You just go in and pick up.
I'm not in there at all. Like they come to the door. I mean, at least during these times, they have the door blocked off and they just bring it. They'll let you in if you haven't ordered, but it's like one person at a time. But usually they just stand at the door and they have them all lined up.
Okay. So the coffee bean I go to, people go in and order at the register often. And about 2 weeks ago, they installed one of those like clear plastic dividers in front of the register so that people, for safety reasons. So every day I go in there and there's usually someone in front of me or a couple people and I just watch them. And almost every person, so the divider's here, they lean around the side and talk around it as if the person can't hear. Like it's only this big. Like the whole thing is this big and this big. It's this. Right. And they're leaning around and sometimes they'll pull the mask down to talk to make their order. It's like, you fucking idiot. Like, what do you think this is?
Yeah, people are just so fucking stupid.
Like, do you not think that your words go around the fucking plexiglass to the person's ears?
They don't think that. They don't think that. They think that this thing is going to block my words. And if they don't see, let me tell you something. It's an art to read lips. You have to really learn how to do it like properly.
Yeah.
People, excuse me, people really do feel an insecurity when you're not seeing my mouth moving and I'm talking to you. Even I have felt that. I know in my brain it's not true. As long as they can hear me volume wise, they can make out what I'm saying. I'm not wearing a fucking gas mask or a scuba diving mask. I'm wearing a cloth mask.
It's funny about the mouth thing. Like, look no further than a telephone. People can't see your lips when you're on the phone. Today I was in there and the manager who I see all the time was there. And I said to her, I'm like, I've been coming here for 2 weeks. The fact that people do this, and she's like, don't even get me started. I don't even know why I installed these things. People just like lean around and talk around them and pull their fucking masks down to talk.
See, the only person that I would appreciate that they did that is for a reason. Like if the person went around, pulled the mask down, picked the booger and then flicked it at the person and then ordered, like at least make it have some meaning of why you're doing that. Yeah, it's
I can't believe
insane
that you just brought up boogers, because that's a perfect segue to something I want to tell you happened to me recently. Okay. So earlier this week, I blew my nose and I had tons of snot that came out of my nose. Like way too much. I don't know where it came from. So I blew my nose, put the thing down. Then I had an itch in my eye and I did this.
I already know where it's going.
Dude, my finger was covered with snot that I smeared directly into my fucking eyeball. And I felt like a porn star, like a cum shot. Like I sort of kind of understand what Dave feels like now when a dude comes in his eye.
You gave yourself COVID is what you did.
It was so gross, dude, because like it was like stuck in my eyelashes and on my eyeball, and I had to like smear it out of there.
Oh, for me, that's a shower. If that happened to me, I would have to go home and shower.
If you open a window, you take a shower if the outside air touches you. So I get that.
I do. I took like 4 today already.
How many for real today?
2. I took 2 showers.
And you'll do another one before bed?
Possibly. If I'm feeling a little sticky.
Have your showers diminished since the pandy?
No, they've actually, I wouldn't say they've increased, but I'm more apt to take more than a shower a day just because I'm home, you know? And also, you got to remember this. I got this fucking thing barking at me. I got 2 kids. I got a wife. We're in the house. Like sometimes the shower is the only privacy I'm getting where the actual sound of the water pounding drowns out questions to dad. And so there is that aspect of like, I think I'll take a shower.
That's your
Dad, help me with huh?
No, that's your fortress of solitude is the shower.
Yeah. That's my Superman's cave. My Superman's ice cave is the shower. But has this ever happened to you, since we're talking bodily functions? Have you ever just coughed a booger out of your mouth?
Oh, yeah.
And not know where it went?
Yep.
Or sneeze and go like, "Hey, and it comes out and you have no clue, and then you find it like a day or 2 later, just like, oh, that's where that thing went.
I've never found it days later, but I've had that full on something about Mary cum shot thing before where you'll cough and you feel something go out of your mouth. Yeah. And I won't stop until I find it because I'm sure it's on my shirt and like you just can't leave with a galobber on your shirt. So it's usually like on the floor or in the carpet or on my computer. But yeah, of course.
Or on the cock you were just sucking. See, that look means it's true. I touched a nerve, didn't I?
Do you want to know why that's not possible? Because I would
never cough.
I would never take the dick out until it's done. So there's nothing to cough about. Once I start, I don't stop. No, I would never leave it. I'd have to find it.
Sometimes there's been a time or 2 in my life where I'm like, I have no idea where this thing went. I cannot find it. And then like a day or 2 later, like, what is that? And I flake it off and I'm like, it's just a crusty part of me that that died a day ago.
Old dry Todd DNA.
Yeah. Yep. Scoop it into a bag and place it on a crime scene and frame me somewhere.
There was a time when I was in high school that I was watching movies in my living room and I drank like probably an entire 2-liter bottle of Coca-Cola and I ate like an entire bag of Doritos and I fell asleep and I woke up not too long after and I felt really sick and I barfed all over my floor. I just leaned over on the couch and puked all over the floor and just left it there. And then like later on in the night, I got up and I puked again all over the floor and just left it because I knew like, I'm just going to get it all tomorrow morning. And I woke up to my mom screaming like, what the fuck is going on in here?
As
Are you
would
dead?
I.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I wasn't dead made her more angry because it's the only excuse.
Yeah.
So I had to dry up this like sort of congealed, coagulated Doritos, cheesy Dorito puke.
Gross.
And I was just eating it like porridge.
Yeah, that's one thing I could never do that.
You're fine with blood, but you're not good with puke, right?
Exactly.
So your kids puking, did that bother you too?
Yeah, it fucking bothers me. Like it's my own kids, so I certainly don't want them to get this weird aversion that I might have. And I think I know where it comes from. Like when I was a kid, I was in nursery school and kid threw up on the bus and there was a girl sitting next to me, and I was on the window side, and she was so scared of it touching her because it was like rolling in the aisle that she dug her foot in on the seat and was smashing me. She was like an older girl and was smashing me into the window. Like I could feel her physical fear. I'm sure that there's other stuff combined in there psychologically, but like ever since then, I just saw it as such a frightening thing.
Like it's dangerous. And
it was like one of the first days I was away from my mother on a bus going to a nursery school. You know what I mean? It was like formative, but anyway, for whatever reason, I just fucking hate it when it's happening to me. Even you should have seen how bad I was when I was a junkie. Like I feel like I'm gonna die. I get anxiety, and when it's someone else, like I can't. But like as I've had kids, like you learn to fucking deal with it. I don't like it. I don't know if many people do like it, but
I mean, if you're cleaning up your kid's puke and you get hard, there's something wrong with you.
No, I usually am hard, then they puke and I lose the hard. Yeah,
that's a good sign.
So, but I'm very careful not to. Oh my God, it's this guy, because I don't want them to be fucking weird about it. Their own bodily function. So, but yeah, my wife knows, like, she's on bigger cleanup detail than I am, but there's been some messes that I've had to fucking clean up, man. It's just unavoidable. When you have kids, it's unavoidable.
Are you disgusted by your own puke, or is that kind of okay? Like if you had to clean up your own puke, is that
I'm disgusted by that too, but it's easier. You know?
I think like if for some reason I shit on the floor, I would have an easier time cleaning that up than cleaning up my own puke.
Yeah, I could see that.
There's something so awful about it. Although I had a puppy when I was in elementary school, and I remember it was Halloween night, and we went out and did trick-or-treating. And, we kept our dog in the kitchen when we weren't there. We opened the door. We came back in after trick-or-treating and just smelled that like dog diarrhea smell, and went in the kitchen, and this fucker had traipsed it all over the kitchen.
Oh, God.
My mom was like, "That's your dog. Get to work." Right. And I'm paper towels, gagging and moving this shit around like it's mercury. Like I can't scoop it up.
Get it contained. And you can't get a containment.
It's almost too thick where it won't soak it. I'm gonna barf. Hold on a minute. It's legit. Like I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it right here because I'm right back in my kitchen, but like it's too thick to soak up in the
That noise that you just made. I don't know if I could be friends with you anymore.
I can't even get through the story, but like it just,
right. I don't need you to either.
I had to suck it up with my mouth and spit it in the trash. No.
Anyway, when the kids have like busted open and need stitches and blood and all that, no problem. I'm the guy. Mm-hmm. So my wife is more squeamish about that than the other, so we make it work that way.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Like, is there something that she can't handle that's more your area?
That's more me. If like physical pain and the kids being in, she's the type that if they're about to puke, like she'll put her hands underneath them and try and like, or grab a towel or butt, like, and I'm like, let them do it.
Yep.
Get it all over, and then
I'm going for a drive.
Yeah.
But
I'm more when they're fucked up, or if there's cuts that need to be dressed or bleeding that needs to be stopped, like I'll do that shit because that doesn't bother me at all. It's just weird. I don't know why that is, but I think with me, honestly, is because I'm such a control freak in a lot of aspects, that because it's a bodily function you can't control. Like when it's going to happen, it doesn't matter. You could be in the fucking classroom. You could be in the, on the playground. You could be at work. You could be wherever you are. If it's hitting you, it's happening.
Yep.
Or I can hold a piss. I could hold this shit. Like it's the one bodily function that's demonic possession.
I mean, even
over.
bleeding to a degree, if it's not like a missing limb, you can, well, even if like your leg gets cut off, you can kind of control the bleeding at a certain point. But you're right.
Yeah.
Puking, like it's happening, dude.
I think the psychological reason, not that anybody gives a shit about this, but I think in my head, because it's a control issue, is why I'm freaked out by it. Like I need to be in control. And when it's the same reason as this, I equate it to this. If there's any psychiatrists out there or shrinks or psychologists that want to take a crack at me one day, I think I relate it to this. Since I was a child, small kid, I would always get car sick. Not to the point where I would puke in the car, but where I would feel nauseous and hot and sick, even around the fucking block, especially if I'm in the back. The back seat is out for me. That still exists today as a 50-year-old man. When I'm driving, that never happens, ever. So I don't think it's the motion of the car. I think it's because I'm not in control of the car. Because it's stopped since I was 15 or 14, whenever I started stealing my father's car or whatever. I never had that when I'm driving. Even if I'm in the passenger seat, I'm like my wife knows I got to drive. Everywhere we go, I drive, because the fact that I'm not in control of it is what makes me get anxiety, which turns into nausea, which turns into fucking hot flashing and this and that.
Yep.
But
how does that work? Like if she had the same issue, would you guys have to drive separately everywhere you went, or you just like someone has to deal with it?
I often have. I often have. Like I'll take my own car. Dave knows if he ever comes on, we could talk about this. I just drive everywhere we go, and it's not a one-sided thing. Like, why don't you drive? Like he knows I have to drive. Or if he's like taking a car somewhere to a show or this and that, I'll just be like, okay, I'll meet you there, because I don't want to.
Also, it's much safer for you to just drive when you're with him.
That is true too. That's another aspect of it. But
like, I would love to say he's even 50-50 watching the road and his phone, but it's like 30-70 in favor of the phone.
Yeah.
Or used to be anyway.
He's still like that.
Yep. Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, I think it's a control thing. I think that's what it boils down to in the end.
Yep.
But
I wonder if it has to do with like, because when you're driving, you can anticipate, you know what your next move is going to be.
Yeah. You know how to, you're riding the car, and I'm in control of it. I know when there's lefts and rights and this and that. And like, even if I know, because I could see the road ahead sitting in the passenger seat, anytime I'm in the passenger seat, if I have to be, I need the hand thing, because that helps balance me a little. Like
the oh shit handle.
Yeah. The oh shit handle, but even if we're just going slow, I need to hold it, because it's like a thing that helps me from getting nauseous. You know what I mean? Anyway, there's the inside look. This no fedora on to hide what's.
Nope, we can see your thoughts now.
Yeah, but
the worst for me is the herky jerky gas pedal people are the absolute worst. That's what I was in an Uber or a cab or something a couple of years ago, and the guy was doing that, and I was like, "Hey man, can you go a little bit easier on the just the gas? Just get me a little bit." He goes, "Oh yeah," and he couldn't. So listen,
you don't know how to stop that. If you drive that way, you just drive that way. You're just a shitty driver.
So I said to him, like, "I'm sorry, I got to get out. It is personal, but like, sorry, but I got to get a different car." So I got out, got my bag from the airport, and I was trying to get home from the airport. Like, there's nowhere I wanted to be more than home, but I couldn't do this for 45 minutes. So I got out, drove away, and I called another Uber. But the herky jerky is the worst.
Yeah, we used to have a Russian guy that used to drive my wife and I, like, to the airport. Like, anytime she needed a car service before Uber was
your guy.
It was our guy. And I had to get a new guy. And she's like, I like him. He's like, one, because the talking was incessant. And when I already don't feel comfortable in a car just because I'm not driving it, I don't want so how are wife and kids? Like, what? I'm like, dude, just drive. So I said to her, I was like, I don't want to be rude to the guy because I know he was a nice guy. He was trying to be nice. You know what I mean? And personable. And anytime like my mother would fly in or her parents or whatever, he would go pick them up. Like he was our guy. And so I was like, you need to tell him when I'm in the car, just drive, don't talk. And I would get in the car and he'd be like, so you like to drink vodka? And I'm like,
which tattoo hurt the most?
Yeah. Shit like that.
Please.
So I had to say, like, I can never drive with this guy again. And I didn't. And he noticed.
And the thing that sucks too is like, by you telling him not to talk when you're in the car, it makes you feel like an asshole for just requesting something. So now you're in a car paying someone a service and now you have to feel bad because you don't want to hear someone talk.
Yeah. That's why I love on the Uber app, the driver don't talk to me option. Do you know that there's an option there? Yeah. If you go into the thing, wherever you book the trip, there's an option that says like, don't talk to me or feel free to converse or whatever. You can
in your settings
choose that. Yeah, you could choose that.
Oh my God, I had no idea.
I've gotten out before because of that. Exactly what you're talking about. How you like stop, okay? I'll be like, bro, here is good. But we're not at the thing. Here's good.
We're in Illinois.
I'll fucking write the rating. Like I picked not to talk to me, and all the guy, and he wouldn't shut the fuck up from the minute I shut the door.
Yeah. And again, like it's nice that people want to like pass the time and get to know you, but I just want to.
It's not even. It's not even a usual Todd Dick thing. I'm trying not to be anxiety ridden from my control issue. So shut up. Let me open the window. And that's the other thing too. Like I've opened the windows and then they roll them up from their thing and put the air on. I'm like, bro, no, I want the window open. The air conditioning's cooler. I don't give a fuck. I've been in a car for well over half my life. I know how it works. I know how the wind works. I know how the AC works. Like I opened the window. I'm paying for the fucking car.
Right. I've had that thing for like, no matter what, as soon as you crack the window, they always turn the air on, but rolling the window back up is a real alpha move.
Yeah. And hey, can you lower the music a little bit? I get pushed back on that.
Yep.
Just the attitude of the way they do it.
Oh, that's something. So when you're on tour, if you're ever doing these like big festivals, usually you don't have your bus or something, or you're doing like a one-off at a festival. There's a runner van, like a sprinter van that picks up the crew, takes you to and from the show. So after a full day of listening to music and, we've been working, I was just on stage an hour ago listening to music super loud. The crew will get into a van and 10 times out of 10, the guy will put music on and turn it up. He's like, yeah, you guys must love this shit. Yeah, and we're always like, dude, just turn it off. And they're like, oh, do you want a different station? No, off. We don't want, like, it's like if you're a doctor and you come home and someone's like, oh, let's put on ER real quick. I'm sure you want to see ER, right? It's
Check out these doctors doing their jobs.
Yeah. So no, I don't want to hear any of that. Just want peace and quiet. That's it. That's all I want.
Yeah. So today I had a mishap at the glasses place. So I was wearing my glasses last week. I've been having to wear them more and more. So
wait, are you about to gripe?
I'm about to gripe, but I think that I'm right in this situation, and you be the judge.
Someone messaged me the other day, and they said, does Todd get angry about something every week? And I said, pretty much there's something. And they said,
I would say every 2 to 3 hours I get angry at something.
Right. So I had a bet with someone whether or not you'd have an issue this week, and I just won.
Yeah, I did have an issue this week.
Yes.
It happened this morning, actually. You know what it's like here in LA, and like, braving going outside and all that. And like, everybody knows how we feel about whatever, forget about whatever's going on. But the way it is a lot of places are closed, or, You have to wait in line to get in. You have to wear a mask. You have to sanitize. They take your temperature. It's a pain in the ass to go into certain places, especially something that's medical related or doctor related, or in this case, optometry related. I wasn't going into fucking the Persol store, in Beverly Hills. I was going to the eye doctor, so anyway, so I call. Now, the lady who works there, who's a nice lady, I've bought tons of shit from her. Sunglasses. They sell everything there. So I bought sunglasses. I bought reading glasses. I bought distance glasses. My doctor is in the same, it's all part of the same storefront. So she's been fucking begging me to try these things, progressives. Do you know? I know you're not a glasses wearer, but there's progressives where it's like they put your reading prescription down here and your distance prescription up here, so that when you're looking down reading something, you could see it. And when you're
the little like a half glass thing.
Well, they do it. That's like
old school.
It's way advanced. Yeah, it's way advanced from there now. So that half moon thing is the old school way. Now they do it. You can't tell. You can't see it. But it's that concept, right? Mm-hmm. So I did it once, and I was like, I can't fucking do this. Like, it takes work. Like, you have to modify the way you look up and down. Like, if you look down by accident at something that you don't want to be magnified, it's like the same thing as being in the car. Like, it was making me nauseous because things are blurry and then they're not, and then they're like, but it takes.
So you have to unlearn 50 years of behavior. Yeah,
exactly. Okay. So I'm like, I can't do the. So I bought a new pair of glasses a couple weeks back, and she was like, I think the reason why you're having such a hard time adjusting is because the glasses you bought were small. If you have a bigger pair, it'll be easier for you to make the adjustment. So I did it, and I bought it, and she was right. It was easier for me to figure out how to put my eyes down and up and whatever. So I had a couple of other pairs of glasses. I was like, well, I'm going to do it I'm going to put that prescription, the progressive prescription, in two of these other pairs that are big. So I have them, like, leave one in my travel bag. Not that I'm traveling anywhere. Leave one in my office, leave one, here, just by my bed or whatever. So I go to, I get in the car with Lola. We have a bunch of things. I got to pick up a prescription. I got to do a few errands. She wants to come with me. I'm like, okay, come on. So I call because I know it's appointment only because it's a doctor's office, literally an optometrist's office. And I've been there before, and she'll fit me in usually if I just knock on the window and I'm like, is it cool if I come in? And she'll be like, yeah, it's fine. And there's always some new staff person. Oh, no, wait, we're appointment only. And she'll tell them, no, he's fine, right? So today, to avoid that very situation, I call. I say, hey, I need to make an appointment with, I'll keep her identity anonymous, but I need to make an appointment with the lady. She's going to do the price. She said, what do you need done? I'm just going to get a progressive thing put in. And basically all it is you sit there for a half a second, and she just marks with like a clear pen or whatever where your eyes are so that they put it in the right spot.
Okay.
And then they call you when they're ready. They have everything on file. So I call and I say, I need to make an appointment. And she's like, okay. And I can kind of tell I've never heard this person's voice on the phone before. I'm like, this is a new person. What's your name? Todd, Todd Newman, Newman. Like, I always just do that so that they don't, Newberg, I'm like, and she says, okay, well, hold on. And I wait for like 3 minutes, and I come back. She comes back, and I was like, she's like, so when did you want to make the appointment for? And I go, well, anytime, whatever you guys have open, I'm 5 minutes away. So, because it's right around the corner from my house. I said, I'm 5 minutes away, so I could do it whenever. She's like, okay, well, you can, if you want to come now, you can come now. I'm like, great. Grab the glasses, grab Lola. I'm like, let's get in the car. I pull in, and it's not an easy situation. If there's not a spot right out front, you have to pull into a lot and get a ticket and drive up the,
It's a production.
Fine. Yeah, it's a whole production. So I drive in. There's no spots. I go upstairs. I tell Lola, I'm like, you want to come in? She's like, no. She's waiting in the car. I'm like, okay, lock the door. Leave the AC on for her. It's brutally hot. I fucking walk down the flights of stairs. I go in the side door. I knock. And the woman comes, and I have the glasses in my hand. And she comes, the woman that knows me, that does the actual thing. And she's like, oh, we're so busy right now. Can you come back at 2? And it's 10 o'clock in the morning. And I go,
huh?
Nah, you know what? I'm good. And I just walk away because she says, oh, can you wait like 15, 20 minutes? I said, no, I got my daughter in the car. She says, oh, can you come back at 2 then? And I go, no, I'm good. And I leave because you have to go in. They have to take your thing. It's like a whole fucking thing. So I leave. And I get back in the car with Lola, and she's like, that was fast. And I'm like, fuck that place. Like, I say that to Lola. She's like, what happened? And I'm like, hang on. You know what? Hang on. Teach her a life lesson. I call back on speaker, and I'm like, can I speak to, I'm like, are you the woman that I was speaking to that booked my appointment with Todd Newman? She's like, no, she's with a patient in the back. Can I take a message? I was like, yes, this is my message. Tell the woman's name, who I know. I'm like, tell her that she lost a really good customer. She knows how much I've spent at your place. The fact that I was turned away after I called for an appointment, I'm going to just take my business elsewhere. There's a million of these places around. Okay, I'll tell her. 5 minutes later, the phone starts ringing. And it's the woman. And so I answer, hello. And she's like, hi, Todd. It's so-and-so from the optometric store. I'm really sorry that we couldn't take you in, but you have to understand that in times of COVID, like she puts that trip on me, and I go, hold on, I'm going to cut you off. I was like, don't lead off with trying to teach me about the fucking times that we're living in right now. I said, I understand what we're living in. I understand what's going on in the world. I also understand that you have to park upstairs, that you have to get a ticket, that you have to come in and wear a mask, you have to sanitize your hands before you come in, you have to get your temperature taken, which is why I called first and was told to come right in. I was like, she's like, well, but you need to call for an appointment. I said, I did. And if that woman is telling you different, then you have a problem because you've lost a customer. And she goes, oh, well, she's training and she's new. And I'm like, well, then why the fuck do you have her answering the phones, telling people to come right in, you know? She's like, oh, no, I'm going to have a serious talk with her. And I'm like, you should. And I was like, I hate to say this, but you should fire her because you lost me. I'm done. Like, the fact that I had to go do all this stuff and I didn't want to do it in the fucking first place, and that you just turned me away like that, and that you calling me now saying that it's my fault because I'm not understanding because of this times of pandemic that we're in, that there's problems. I'm like, I tried to beat all that to the punch by calling first.
Right.
And she's like, oh, well, you can still come back at 2. And I'm like, you're not hearing me. I don't want to come back out. I'm getting all my stuff done now. I call. If she would have said, we can't see you till Thursday, I would have put it in my little phone. Thursday, 10:45.
Right.
You know, optometrist appointment.
Yep.
And I tried to do that. So I hang. I'm like, look, I'm done. I'm sorry. I was like, I know it's not your fault, but you're kind of being accusatory towards me, like I've done something wrong here. So I'm kind of uncomfortable and I'm done. And I hang up. Then the phone starts ringing over and over again. And I'm letting it go to voicemail. rings again. So I pick it up and I'm like, yes. She's like, well, my lunch hour is 1:30. If you could come at 1:30. And I'm like, honey, you're just not hearing me. I'm not coming back out, and I'm not coming back to your store.
Yeah.
She also knows that I've also sent her like 40 fucking people in the neighborhood to go there. And I'm like, so anyway, that was no big fucking thing, but yes, I got fucking super fucking angry. I'm getting sweaty just retelling it again because I feel like I still need some revenge.
I can see your shoulders are working their way up a little bit as you're telling the story. Yeah, I get that. That's frustrating to be told like, yeah, come right in. And then to get there and be like, can you come back in 4 hours? It's like, what?
Yeah. Like,
you just told me. Right.
Yeah. And had it been any other day, maybe I would have been like, okay, I'll just do my errands and come back. But it's such a process. Especially because, but the thing that pissed me off wasn't the fucking stupidity of the moron that answered the fucking phone and told me to come in. It was you have to be, it's pandemic, so things are a little crazy. You have to be more understanding. And that's the shit I can't fucking deal with is people do not pay attention to the words that they say and the words that come out of your mouth. And my wife and other people tell me, you should have been a lawyer. You should have been a lawyer. I listened to everything that you fucking said.
Yeah.
You have to be more understanding. So you're telling me what to do and you're accusing me that it's my fault that all this happened just by that simple statement. And the shame of it all is I know you didn't fucking mean it that way, but that's what you fucking said.
Yep.
And now I'm mad because of that. Fuck the glasses. I can get glasses anywhere. Yeah. There's 40 fucking places within a mile of my house.
It's not like you're in the Des Moines, Iowa Eye Center.
Yeah, like
you're
this
in
is
LA.
the only fucking Pearl Vision in the town.
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean? Like, so it's just shit like that. And during this and the pandemic and whatever in Los Angeles, those type of things are getting worse and worse and worse for me. The leaning on these are fucked up times. These are weird times we're living in. You have to give us a break. Like, no,
as if we don't know. First of all,
for fucking stupidity, and that's the worst thing. Don't tell me like I just woke up like from a fucking Rip Van Winkle sleep, and I just woke up and I have no idea what the fucking world is like.
Yeah, you're like, I'm a dad of two going through this right now. I know how hard it is.
The mom and pop places aren't necessarily only closing down because of the economy. They're closing down because people are fucking sick of the stupidity that comes out of here. If you can't figure out how to handle shit, don't reopen. Don't open then. If you can't figure it out, and if you're going to start hiring new people and they're training, I don't give a fuck. Train him when the store is closed and suppose a guy calls and says this. What do you tell him? Don't give him on the job training while I'm fucking, trying to get my shit done. And you fucked up my whole day now.
And if you do hire someone and they do make a mistake, own it completely. Don't put it on your customer for not understanding the times.
You have to understand that there's a pandemic going on. You have to suck my dick, you fucking cunt.
See, that would be worth it. You would, like, if I were to take my business away, you could get me back by blowing me, most likely.
Probably.
Pretty good chance.
Most likely.
9
out of 10 times.
10 times out of 10 for me. If you blow me, you'll get me back.
9 out of 10. If we're in a car, I might get nauseous.
True.
Driving. You're the one driving and blowing me at the same time.
Wait a minute. Did you get car sick when you went down on the chick when she was driving?
Probably.
Or were you too focused on the task at hand?
I might have been too focused on the because I was trading one control issue for another because I was in control.
I also
in fact, I think we've just landed on something. The only way for me not to get car sick if I'm not driving is for me to be eating pussy in the car. That's the only way.
It doesn't have to be eating pussy. It could just be going down on somebody. You might want to try it with a dude.
I don't think so, because I feel like they think they're still in control if it's a dude. Do you know what I mean?
I personally think that, like, for the sake of argument and for the sake of this discussion and for science and for our listeners, you should probably try it.
Well,
consider it. Just consider it.
Let me talk this. I'll talk to some people who've done it already. I'll call you after the show, and you'll tell me how it is.
You need to understand, in the times that we're in, that it's important to suck a dude's dick while he's driving. You need to understand that. I
need to understand that. Okay.
And if you don't understand it,
loud and clear.
I don't want your business.
Loud and clear.
Cool.
But am I wrong in that situation? Because I come home. Let me explain this too. I come home and I tell my wife, and she's like, I could see her. She's not really, but I could see the imaginary eyes rolling in her head while I'm telling her. And she knows if she really does it for real, I'll be like, you know what? Fuck you. You don't even get it, you know? But I could tell she's just like, whatever. You're just taking it too far. Am I taking that too far?
Yes. The answer is most definitely yes. Now, because the whole time you're telling the story, I completely see it from your side. Like, your anger is real of having time wasted, even though you got nothing else to really do, but it doesn't matter.
No, but I did today. That's the thing. I understand we're in a pandemic. So So I grouped all of the stuff that I needed to do to get out, so I wouldn't have to fucking get out. And then I got 2 hours to kill, and then I go here. Like, I had a plan. I had planned my. Okay. And the fact that she was also in the car with me too made it worse.
Okay, that's a great factors. But even if that wasn't the case, you are you're a big principle guy. So just on principle,
it is a cutting my nose off to spite my face situation, because like I still got to go somewhere else and get the glasses done, but I'm not going to put fucking money in their pocket. Like, if you would have just been like, oh my God, she didn't know what she was doing, I'm so sorry, can you come right back, or whatever, or even can we just do it another day because she didn't realize that I would have been different. But just you have to understand.
That's what did it. Right.
I have to understand that you can go fuck yourself is the only thing I need to understand right now.
So her saying that is the reason you're taking your business elsewhere for the most part, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It was the nail in the coffin of it.
Okay. So
had she got on the phone with a different tone, I might have been talked off that ledge.
So here's where it is an overreaction, is because you said it yourself that you knew she didn't mean it that way. So the fact that, like, you can't, like, give someone the benefit of the doubt, who is someone who you give tons of business to, who you like their product and you've been going to for years, the fact that you're like one strike you're out guy is where it is a bit too much. But
I got to draw the line somewhere, and it's like,
but you draw the line at the first infraction.
But think about this. Now, when it happens again to someone else, maybe her reaction will be different and they'll have a different experience. So I'm the sacrificial lamb here, and I make a point. And now if it happens again, I've saved others the headache in the future.
The dumb part is lambs don't sacrifice themselves. That's what you did. Like, you're basically a lamb that hung himself.
For the greater good.
No, you didn't.
And to help.
No, you did not do it for the greater
lambs. No. And to help other lambs along the way.
No, you only did it so you would not be played the fool. It's not to help anybody else.
But that's a valid thing. And I'm being serious here. Like, don't fucking talk to me like I'm a fucking idiot. If you're going to make statements to me, I'm not the guy of misdirection, of say this or say that. Like, you're fucking the wrong fucking person. So I'm sorry, but that's the way it goes. I will take my business elsewhere, and someone else will be happy because I have a spending problem. So someone else is going to be very happy.
Yeah. Right.
And those things aren't cheap. And the progressive thing isn't covered by insurance. Like, that's a luxury thing. And I had 2 pairs in my hand I was going to do. It's like fucking $600 fucking visit.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I do see your side, but I do think it was like a drastic choice.
Yeah, but it is a drastic choice. But I'm not forgiving in the like I've gotten to the point in this crazy pandemic. I do understand what we're going through and that the country is divided and we need to be more unified. And it's having the opposite effect on me. Like I'm more snappy and I'm more sticking to my fucking morals and my values and my principles. And if you fall short, that's what happens.
I get that too.
So watch your fucking step there, bub.
I get it. No, I do get it. I'm curious what
And if anybody listening to this thinks, he's fucking an asshole, he's being an asshole, good, fuck you. Like, I am over people thinking that they're fucking smart and manipulative in the way they talk to people, and they're not. Do you know what I mean?
Of course. Yes.
Say what you mean and mean what you say. Mm-hmm. And if you're having trouble handling the English language, I will correct you for it because no. What you said was, I'm that guy in an argument.
Yep.
But that's not the way I meant it, and you know it. You're right. I do know that that's not the way you meant it. I don't give a fuck. Speak properly and what you're supposed to say and mean, or this conversation's over.
It's weird. Like, I feel like you're talking to me, and I don't feel good right now. Like, you just took a different tone. It was a very serious tone. And I'm the only person you're speaking to right now, and I feel very uncomfortable and threatened.
I'm glad I know it works.
It works great.
A proven method.
It must be awful to live in your house with you.
Yeah, it is. Oh, I do that to the kids all the time. No, that's not what you said. And they do it back to me at times. Like, they'll give me a taste of my own. No, Dad, what you said was, I'm like, you know what I meant, but that's not what you said. And like,
you're raising little Newman assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Little Newman assholes.
It's those things that pride brings a tear to my eye.
But it must kind of suck when it comes back at you.
It does, but I'm also the kind of asshole that just won't give into it. Like, I can fucking hurt you physically.
That's all you got. Yep.
You're right, but I'll punch you in the fucking face.
Oh my God. I have family on Facebook who, Facebook is the place you go to vent all your political beliefs. And I have a couple people on there that I'm related to. And they'll make a point. They'll give like their where they stand on whatever the fuck. And their response at the end is like, and if you don't like it, say it to my face. Or if you don't like it, fight me on it. It's like, well, how about if I just like disagree? We don't have to get in a fist fight if I don't want to join your fucking alt-right Wednesday book club. I can just disagree with you. But there's this weird thing of people that are kind of tough who's like, oh, you don't agree with me? Cool, let's fight. What's the matter with you?
I would never lead with that, like make a statement and then say, if you don't like it, let's fight. But I would make a statement. And then if I realize in the middle of the statement that I'm wrong and you have made a good point, then I'll just take it to, well, let's just fight.
Oh, that's what you think? Cool. How about I fuck you up?
Yeah. I like that philosophy.
Of course you do. It's the most douchebag approach to debating I've ever seen.
You know what? I can admit I'm wrong. I'm still going to fuck you up, though.
That's exactly what it is. And I have two of those people on my page. And
especially when I'm wearing the Biff shirt.
Right. I know it's funny. It never seems to come from like a liberal side. You never see someone be like, gays have the right to get married. And if they don't, I'll fucking pound your face in if you don't agree. It never comes from that side.
Yeah. Which is why I think, because I lean more liberal. I'm very centrist about a lot of things, but I lean more on the liberal side for sure.
Same. Both of us. Yeah.
But I think that that's why I make the statement. I won't lead with the, if you don't like it, I'll fuck you up. But if I find that you're making a good point somewhere that I can't defend, then I'll just take it to, well, I'll fuck you up then.
It's so juvenile and stupid. Rather than just be like, oh, good point. You're changing my opinion. But now,
you know what? Yeah, now I see.
If you admit it, you're telling everyone who reads it that you didn't think out your own thoughts, or that
that's not going to happen.
You're agreeing that you were misinformed.
Yeah,
or
I'm not
whatever.
letting that happen.
And I can't live with it. My parents can't live with it.
I agree that Dan Cleary was right about a few of the things that I said. I definitely can admit when I'm wrong, but I'm still going to fuck him up.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And that's a very strange go-to.
Yeah. I will fuck you up. It's such a funny thing.
It's like, what are you drinking?
It's water.
No, it's not.
It's water from the swamp in New Orleans. No, it's water with chlorophyll drops in it.
What is that? What's chlorophyll do?
It's just green. It does nothing. I'm convinced of that, but I've been drinking it for years. It's just a way to get fucking greens and it's supposed to help cleanse your blood and shit like that.
Maybe I should do that. The last 2 weeks, I'm on a mega.
It doesn't taste like anything. I don't really think it does anything, but it's one of those things that I've been doing. So like, I can't see it hurting. I don't overdose on it. I put a few drops in, it turns to water green.
Since I started my new medication, my appetite has been very, very low, and I have wanted no vegetables. Like I just do not want vegetables in any way. So maybe I should try some. Was it chloroform?
Chloroform, yeah, it's chloroform.
All right, cool. We get some chloroform.
You could also knock frogs out and dissect them after you drink that. I also do these. I was gonna save this for after the show, but I'll do it to you. You know about these because they're on every fucking tour thing. It's also, like the high potency vitamin C.
And also, when we did Dark Matter, you and Dave would put it in a drink before every single show.
Yeah,
right?
I take these every day, and it's gross. Look.
Oh, ew! Oh, I thought it was the powder that you put in the water.
No.
What is it?
It's a vitamin C.
Just like a gooey. Does it taste like orange? Okay.
No, it doesn't taste like orange. It's the color orange. It's horrible. It's got the worst taste. Usually people don't take it straight. They put it in a drink and swallow it. But it's like the most, it's lipospheric vitamin C, but it's like,
I was wondering if it was lipospheric.
The most potent. I'm surprised you don't know about it because like it's always on every fucking catering table on the right, or like, cause it's vitamin C. It's just the highest potent form that it's got like the highest absorption rate.
Okay.
And I take one a day, but instead of like taking a fucking chewable Flintstone, I take the hardcore shit.
Got it.
And it tastes disgusting. And I truly believe the more disgusting something tastes, the more it's working. Like I fall for that.
Well, if that's the case, then that's the experience I had this recent Friday. I took mushrooms on Friday, and it's the first time I've ever actually chewed them up, and I had an experience, dude. I know you've done it many, many times.
I have done it many times. Well, let me give you a little hint for the next time. Make a smoothie, drop them in there, blend it with the smoothie, drink it down. It'll hit you faster, and it won't taste like shit.
I had three pieces or 3 capsules, whatever the fuck it was.
Caps, yeah.
Yeah, and I was chewing them up, and I was like gagging. It was like the grossest shit I've ever had.
Yeah, but it's fucking cow shit poison that you're eating.
It did lead to.
They're awesome.
It led to one of the strangest nights I've ever had in my life.
I'm sure. That's awesome. Good for you.
Thank you. Yeah, the first like hour or so, I was just kind of like slumped down on my lawn chair and feeling, good and tingly and heavy and happy. And then my wife and I went for a 2-mile walk. And it was on that walk that I realized that I was 10 feet tall and that I did not have knees. So the whole walk, I felt like I was like Tin Man before it gets oiled up. And our walk usually takes like maybe 40 minutes. And I'm pretty sure we were gone for like 10 hours. And like by the end, it felt like my fingertips were just above the ground. It was a crazy night.
Did you did you have any crack up like side splitting laughing sessions?
Yes. So my friend gave them to me, and like she's like my neighbor, and I was probably 4 hours into this. I already had like a couple life breakthroughs, and I saw I saw a grapefruit open up mechanically, and all these fractals came out. It was amazing. It was fucking great. Yeah. I saw my
mushrooms
wife.
Are awesome. I would do them again if I didn't fear slipping back into heroin addiction again.
Let me. I took notes when I was laying on my couch, and my wife was doing yoga in the room, and she was fine, but she was like doing yoga, and I was looking at her, and I had these like epiphanies about her, and I saw her as the notes I took were Paisley, alien goddess in the forest. I saw her as like this. Remember, like
good mushrooms.
Remember the creature in the abyss, that translucent kind of glowing. She was that, but she was green. And I said, Paisley, alien goddess forest. So many intricacies that I absolutely adore, fully and completely accept. It was beautiful. Like I saw her as this different thing. And
it almost borderline brought out your homosexuality.
Just wait. The next part's even gayer. It's even more like, I'm embarrassed that I'm doing this bit with you right now. I didn't plan on talking about this, but we're honest. We open up. That's what we do.
Yeah.
I'm going to puke if I say this out loud. Oh God, I can't even say it.
We've learned on this show that I'm a dick and you're gay.
I got to work up my nerve. This is so lame.
Just go leap into it, man. Right. Leap into the fucking pool of fear.
The note was talking about her. She's a beautiful orchid that sometimes bites me, rarely, but mostly just wants to hug me.
Oh my God.
And then I looked at myself. I thought about myself. And the next note is, I am an old piece of wood. And we both accept that. Basically, like, she's this beautiful alien, like, wood nymph, and I'm an old, ugly piece of wood, and we both know it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm sad that this is our last show together, but I'm glad that you're opening up. It's bittersweet. It is what it is, because I don't think I can continue with you as my co-host anymore.
You know what? I get it.
Dude, no, look, I have had some of the best experiences of my life on mushrooms. I'm all for it. I'm glad that you had a cool experience and that you got off and all that. But yeah, that's
it's not the coolest thing I've said.
You should get a wood nymph tattoo with a little orchid
with teeth in it. And arms, big hugging arms.
And a big veiny dick going into your mouth. Your wooden mouth.
Okay, so let's move past that. You asked if I had a big crack up, and I did. So the girl that came to me is a friend of mine. And I texted her like 3 or 4 hours later after my walk, after I had the orchid experience. And I just said, I am still so fucked up. And she goes, oh shit, are you okay? I said, yeah, I'm having a fine time. I'm just letting you know that like they really worked.
They're potent, yeah.
She goes, well, I'm having an issue like with my boyfriend. If you want to call, we can talk about just to kind of keep your mind off of it. And we talk all the time. I see her every day. And so she calls me and she starts telling me about this issue with her boyfriend. And I start like kind of chuckling. And she goes, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yep, just keep going."
I'm already laughing because go ahead.
So she's talking and telling me about her problems, and I just burst into laughter. And she starts laughing. She goes, "What are you laughing about?" And I was just like, I could barely get the words out. I was like, there is no way I'm going to be able to help you out on this. There's no way I can help you. And she's laughing, and she goes, "Are you sure you can't like give me any advice?" I'm just like, "No, I cannot be of any service right now." I just couldn't take it seriously. It killed me.
That's awesome.
It was great.
Yeah, to me the laughing was the best. Like I've had the trippy parts too, and those are great and all that, but like I'd be pissed if I didn't have 10 crack ups. But for me, the whole first 40 minutes of taking mushrooms was always this. I'd have to go off by myself. Like if I was with a bunch of dudes or a bunch of friends or whatever, I would go off by myself. They all knew this. All right, he'll be back in like 45 minutes. I'd go off by myself and I would like lay somewhere or sit somewhere like this. Because my stomach would hurt so bad from the mushrooms every time. Because it's poison. You're eating poison, basically.
Okay.
So for some reason, that's my body, my system. I would have to go through 45 minutes of holding back the feeling of puking.
If you're listening, Todd, the thing he was doing was like holding his stomach and wincing in pain. That was what he was doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would do that for 45 minutes, 40 minutes. And then literally in an instant, it would go away and the world would open up to my oyster. But I had to go through that. And I could never be like that in front of people. So I would go do that every fucking time. Every time I ever fucking took them.
How many times do you think you've taken them before?
Oh, God. 50 at least. At least. If I'm there was like there was a couple of years in my life where I was like, I would say more than 50 times because there was a couple of years in my life where it was like every weekend at least.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's
so weird. Like I'm someone who never did any drugs for the first 37 years of my life, besides like, a Xanax here and there or something. But like, as far as edibles or mushrooms, that's all like new to me. So right now I'm a 40-year-old man going through it, and it's pretty interesting.
It's probably more helpful for you now than it was. Cause like when you're a kid, you don't get it. You don't appreciate it. You don't have enough to crack open. Like you can.
Oh, there was one moment where like, I'm not going to describe it because it won't make any sense and it'd be super boring, but basically something was shown to me about material possessions and how really they're just pointless pieces of plastic. Yes, they can maybe give you happiness, but like really at the end of the day, material stuff doesn't matter much. That's what it was. I was told. I'm going to ignore that because I like stuff, but I was told that by whatever spiritual thing.
Yeah, it lasts when you're high. Once you come back to your senses.
Like I'm a different man. I'm gonna sell everything. I'm gonna live in a van. No, I'm not. Yeah. I'm gonna save my money, overspend on a Bronco, and keep buying bats and iPads and shit.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, it's. I feel like I wasted because I started doing drugs when I was like 12. So the first time I smoked a joint, I was 12. I feel like it gets wasted when it's too young.
I wonder because like it all brought you to where you are now, and like you've had some cool shit. You got a good life.
Mean old guy that can't get a fucking pair of glasses without throwing a fucking conniption fit. That's what it got me.
You make a good point, and if you disagree, I'll fight you.
Like maybe I need to take them now,
right? Right.
Anyway, one quick story because I know we got to wrap it up, but I forgot about this earlier. Something else happened to me today. I didn't get into a scrape or anything, but I had to get on the parent orientation for school type of thing for one of the kids. And my wife had something going on. So I was like, yeah, I got it. I'll take care of it. So, you get on, and most of these things you get on, and like half the parents or teachers even they're on, but their cameras are off, and it's just an icon. Some of them are on, some of them are muted, some of them are unmuted. So I get on for a while, and I let my face be seen, but my microphone's muted, just so that for whatever reason, powers that be know that I was on there. You know what I mean? They see me participating. But after a while, I shut the camera and I start doing stuff or whatever. And then I'm just sitting there, like, kind of flipping through my emails. My icon is on, so I'm not. And I think my camera's off. And my mic is off. And there's a few other people too. And I fucking farted so loud.
No, you
like
didn't.
One of those pure air, like, and the only way that, because I thought the mic was off, the only way I knew the mic wasn't off is because the person speaking, like talking about what the curriculum is going to be, stopped, and the people, like, there's a scroll down of like different people's faces, and they're like, and some of them are snickering, and some of them, so I know they heard it, but I'm sure they don't listen to my radio show, but they don't know exactly who it was because other people were off camera too.
Right.
And
that is so fucking great.
I was laughing so hard with no one around. Like, my son was upstairs, my wife and my daughter were out of the house. I was laughing like as if I had taken mushrooms and were with your friend. So fucking loud and so hard. It's the most I've laughed in like the last 6 months.
Oh
by
my
myself.
God.
Because it jarred everyone in the meeting. The guy speaking was like, and so the students will then remotely, and just silence and the look of like, what do I do now? And I could tell he thought maybe people think it was him.
Oh,
like,
God.
Do you know what I mean?
So now there's stories within stories and storylines.
That was what was making me laugh, was he thinks people think it was him.
You should have been like, excuse you, Mr. Phillips, or whatever the fuck his name is.
I want to ask you about something in a second, so we're going to change subjects, but I'm going to tell you one other story that happened like that recently.
Okay.
I was at an Oscar party, after party thing. And I was walking around, and I must have ate something a little fishy at the buffet or whatever, the food that they had like an hour earlier.
Okay.
I had a little bit of a like, something's disagreeing with me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, we're all human beings, so we all get it. Everybody fucking has these moments. And especially when you have, kind of ahead of time, if you pass gas, whether it's going to be horrible or whether it's just going to be noisy and it's going to be funny because it's loud, but it's not going to have any effect on the air.
If it has extra heat or a little bit of a stabbing thing,
Yeah, and almost like if it doesn't make noise and it just kind of leaks out and you could feel almost an acidic feeling leaving your body, that it's not going to bode well.
I call that the hot hiss.
Yeah, okay, So I'm walking. I'm wearing a fucking custom tailor-made Prada tuxedo. My hair is slicked back. I got my fucking watch. I look like I belong here,
This story is so relatable for the listeners. you guys know when you're at the Oscar party wearing your best Armani suit or whatever with your Rolex.
But that's not me. Like, I'm just there because I know someone.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not because of anything I did. I'm lucky to be there, right?
We've all been there.
But I'm saying, I'm like, I'm feeling it. I'm like, yeah, I look like I belong here. I don't feel that way. No, I don't. I don't feel that way. I feel like I'm totally conning everybody here because they're all wondering if I'm some agent or this or that, And I walk by. I'm just about to walk by Courtney Cox.
Okay.
Friends. For those of you who don't know who she is. I'm just about to walk by her.
Beautiful woman.
And it just hits me and my eyes kind of open up and it just comes out without my say so. It just kind of whoop. Doesn't make any noise or anything.
Yep.
But I walk by her and I immediately the smell just hits. And this is what happens. I look at her and she looks at me like the look of horror on her face because it's rotten egg. Like it's disgusting, the smell. And she looks at me and this is what I do. I look at her like as if I thought
you put it on
she
her.
did it. Yeah, and then I just walked away.
Which is so weird to do because she knows she didn't do it.
I know.
But you're like, listen, bitch, I know.
Like it was some little mental thing.
And really, it's just for you. It's not for her.
Yeah.
This is just to make you feel better.
This is to make me feel better somehow.
That is
and
excellent.
then I walked into the other room and I told my wife, because my wife was with me. I told her, and it was trying to explain to her what just happened. It was like, okay, wait. And then, like, she's just looking at me like,
are you retarded?
And it was so fucking funny to me. Anyway.
That's great. That's hilarious. I just love the idea. Like I just said, like the idea that you're looking at her as if she did it when she knows full well it was you. Like, it's such a weird. I love it.
Ew, I can't believe that you were on TV and you farted like that. Like that was the look that I gave her.
Aren't you too wealthy to fart like that, you disgusting bitch?
Yeah. Oh, so you are just like everyone else.
Ew.
Anyway, so before we end, I do want to talk to you about this viral video that you were a part of.
Yeah.
Okay. Explain to me, one, how is it viral? And two, what was your involvement in it?
Okay. So after we taped our last show, which is last Sunday, I went for my nightly walk. And that was at the same time, it was either that day or the day before, where this picture went viral of the mailboxes in Burbank with the locks on the front of them. Mm-hmm. So on one of my walks, I walked past a post office. So last Sunday, I'm walking past and there's 3 mailboxes and they have these locks on the front of them. So you can't put mail inside the front of them. So I took a video because, there's a debate going on right now that the president wants to kind of
shut down the
postal service so people can't vote. We don't have to get into any of that kind of shit.
Right.
And so I walk past. I'm like, holy shit.
We don't have to get into any of that true story.
It is true. Yeah. It's definitely happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I walk past and I see that these things have the locks on them. So I take a little video and I said, like, here I am. And these things are locked. They're trying to keep us from voting, everybody. And just like 15 seconds, I put it on Twitter. And I have I don't know, 2,000 or 2,500 followers on Twitter. It's nothing. It's like, it's not a big deal. So I post a video. I go on my walk. 30 minutes later, I get home, I open up Twitter, and this thing has 10,000 views. I'm like, what the fuck? What happened? And then it's 15,000 a few minutes later, and it's just going up and up. And now I'm getting hundreds and hundreds of replies and messages and so this guy, Rex Chapman, who I don't know who he is, but he's like a big time. What?
Go ahead.
Oh,
no, go ahead.
This Rex Chapman guy is this big time. He used to be a basketball player, and now he's like a just social media dude. Somehow he found my tweet and retweeted it, and it got like 200,000 views, and it was amazing to sort of understand because it's a political tweet, really. It's like it's talking about a president trying to stifle the mail, and then people that are on the left are livid about it, and people on the right think it's bullshit. So here's the truth: they are locked on the front, but you can put mail in on the back. So immediately all these people are responding, being like, this is misinformation. Take this down. You're feeding into the story about the mail being fucked with. Go around the back, you fucking idiot. Like, people were calling me the worst. Like, it's the first time in my life I've sort of understood what like celebrities get on a daily basis. I mean, I've seen, just because we know a lot of famous people, I've seen it, but I've never had it directed at me before, being called names when you don't know me. And the truth is, they were right. I didn't realize that you could put mail still in the slot in the back. So
why are they locked in the front then?
So a couple years ago, I did. So there's been a lot of theft in the San Fernando Valley of people like putting fishing line in the front of the box. This is like these are the boxes that you drive up on the curb and put shit in. So there's been a lot of theft of people either reaching in or finding like sticky fishing line and stealing people's mail. So on the weekends, they put these locks on so people can't fuck with the mail. And I must have gotten 300 replies of people being like, read this fucking article. Like, this is why that's happening. You're an idiot. And like, they're right. And then there's people on the left being like, this is Nazi Germany. They're trying to destroy the country. And there was very little overlap, but it was reinforced everything going on in the country right now, as far as like, there's no real civil discussion. It's, hey, you made a mistake. You're a fucking moron. Kill yourself. There was a few people being like,
which is kind of like what I did at the glasses store today.
You are the problem with America. So there's, like I said, there's a handful of people being like, next time you go, check the back, because you can probably put mail in the back. This might be a misleading video, but you should probably take it down. But it was crazy to see firsthand how something can explode.
Mob mentality,
and just how quickly something can become a story, whether it's true or false. So after I was corrected and I saw that, you know, it was a mistake, I posted another tweet being like, it turns out there was mail. You can put mail in the back. No one cared about that one. All they wanted to do was carry on this story that fits this. It was amazing. And like you and I have talked so much, and you've been big on like how bad the media is. And this is what happens.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's still, I stick to my guns. Social media and the advent of the 24-hour news cycle have brought us to where we are. If you pierce the hearts of those two things, the world would be very different that we live in. And I hate to say it. I don't hate to say it. It would be more of how it's supposed to be between fucking human beings.
Yep.
But you should start doing a series of like any store that has a lock, or like, look, they put a lock on this McDonald's. Trump is like just
Trump locked this car door. I can't even. It's not even my car, but it's locked.
Trump locked my house. Like, just you trying to fumble with the key.
I can't get into my own house. This is Trump's America. It was amazing though. It was super enlightening and eye opening and like just weird. And I after I realized it was wrong, I didn't delete it yet because I wanted to just get more of this information to see how it would build. The next day I took it down because I actually don't want to perpetuate bullshit.
Bullshit.
There's enough things that are correct where you don't need to lie and make shit up.
I saw on the news the other day where they're like carting away mailboxes, like ripping them off the cement in the ground. Like there's shit that is really happening, but like that just happened to be one that wasn't.
Right. We don't need to like make it up. Don't need to embellish it. There's enough. There's enough shitty shit to stay truthful with. But I thought that was pretty interesting to see firsthand.
That's kind of, you should just be like, it was all just an experiment to see what you like. You turn it on the people.
That's what you would do. I can just admit I was wrong. That's where you and I differ.
You should write back. Yeah. Well, I'll fuck you up.
And on that note, thank you very much for listening. You can find us on Twitter at rareformradio. Same with Instagram. And support and buy a shirt at rareformradio.threadless.com. Thank you very much, Todd.
Thank you very much, Dan. And we will see everybody next week.
This is Lola, and I'm here to tell the world to stop being such pussies and listen to Rareform Radio.